Yeah, it must be, 9 months since you were last in studio. And the last time you were in studio, the AA man had a lot of nice things to do for you because your car broke down.
Oh, yeah. Well, this time I was able to make it on my own.
Yeah, you didn't need any help from anyone, and just managed to do your thing, which is cool. So it's been a busy year. You, I think, and Linda Coogan are the two most toured Irish artists. That this time, well, from talking to Linda about 2 weeks ago, she was saying it was something like 200 and something gigs a piece last year.
Yeah.
So what did you end up? What was the total? How many gigs did you do last year?
About 150.
About 150.
Yeah, about 150 gigs. It was a busy year. I mean, unfortunately, not as many abroad as I would have liked to do. You know, but
I suppose you got up to Belfast. That's abroad.
That's abroad. Indeed, yeah.
And again, you're on the Good Seed Records documentary as well. You put that down there a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, that was really fun. You got to meet a lot of nice people up there.
That was a bit mad. I think nearly everyone in the Irish music industry seemed to be wrapped around that one.
Yeah.
So what's the plan? I mean, I know you've been recording an album, and by all accounts, the tracks sound great. One or two people I know from the Limerick Clare side have been saying they've heard them, and they're well impressed with what they've heard. So when's that due to come out, or what's the plan on that?
The plan with the new record was, well, we've spent a couple months, the last few months, kind of getting it recorded, getting it down. It's in mixing now. We were lucky enough to be able to use Grouse Lodge Studios out in Westmeath to record it. And I mean, you go in there and you see plaques of R.E.M. and Michael Jackson sitting on the wall, and you know, it's a big upgrade when you did your last album in a toilet. It's kind of, you know,
It's I suppose it is a big difference, really. It's like, kind of doing this at home with very little gear and very little equipment.
Exactly, yeah. So this was a kind of a new experience. You feel very giddy for the first couple of days you're out there, but it's fully done now. It's being mixed. It should be ready by the summer. Fingers crossed. We'll
talk about it a bit more in a minute. I mean, I'm looking over now, and my tech whiz is kind of waving over saying everything's good to go. So
good to go.
Yeah, so I don't know exactly what he did. He turned the widget, stuck the doodad in the what's it, and pressed the button, and then I reckon I stuck 50 cents in the meter, like, you know. These things are always important here. So the track is That Afternoon. We're going to give it a go, and hopefully the Gremlins aren't going to do anything nasty. Fantastic, great tune. And I know you were nervous there. You were warming the fingers up beforehand, and then we kind of made a technical doodah on it, but it sounded great. And that's one of the new tunes.
Yeah,
first time being played out.
Yeah,
good.
So that's kind of the album is kind of taken two sides rather than going for two separate discs for acoustic and full band. It kind of is just one disc, and it's very eclectic the whole way through. It's
sort of no central theme, just sort of tunes that you're like, kind of.
It's like the album was sponsored by ADD. You know, it was kind of we couldn't decide on one genre at any given moment.
Sure. I mean, that's not a problem either. So I was just looking here, got a text in, Woo Limerick Bands Rule, and then it says, and Kiernan. And somebody somewhere wants to have your babies, it says. But
wicked.
I don't know, they didn't say whether it was male or female. But anyway.
It's probably a friend.
Yeah, so just probably someone that's already has. I don't know, but like, there's been a lot of interest.
What are you insinuating?
I have no idea, but I know somebody's sister-in-law wants to go to bed with you.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, I was told that earlier on, so I don't know. Whoever she is, she can text in as well, 53106, text costs 30 cents. So, Kiernan, I suppose just to wrap it up, pretty much, well, not to wrap it up yet, but we'll get 1 or 2 minutes more, but the States, you seem to be spending an awful lot of time over there. Is something happening? Is there something we should know about, or what's going on?
Well, to the extent of what I can talk about, Mike.
Impossible here.
I've been spending a lot of time over there. We did some shows over in Boston, New York, and up the coast, and I'm in the midst of
of you know you're a lyricist, wouldn't you?
I deal with a label over there. So
good.
If all goes ahead, American release this summer.
Do you need a manager?
Do I need a manager?
I could use a trip to Vegas every now and again.
Exactly, yeah.
No, it's probably somewhere bizarre like Florida or Ohio or somewhere like that.
Well, it's based in Florida, so
good stuff.
Go over to the sun.
Yeah,
you and me, Mike.
Retirement home. I wouldn't mind Florida. It's about this time of year now, spring break. It could be really good, you know.
Yeah, so, Cancun.
Yeah. Hey, you're thinking my language. So going back, the album pretty much is going to be released in the next 3 or 4 months.
That's the hope, anyways.
God willing. It's mastered and everything. All the technical bits and bobs and the doodads are done.
It's just being tightened up. It's being finished. It's almost there.
Okay, and it's
a few things had to be touched up. So
just go in and re-record everything. Yeah,
exactly. It gets somebody else to re-record it all.
Another text in. There's a lot of Limerick people listening tonight. Brill's song, Kiernan, you're Brill from all the lads in Limerick. So, you know, did you ring? Like, was it the Kiernan McMullan fan club? Did you ring them all?
Exactly, yeah.
No,
the street team.
Well, it's the street team. You're not in. Oh God, marketing. I hate marketing. Took it as a major in college, but still hate it. We're going to wrap it up with that. But before you go, I'll just introduce you. You've got Paul Horrigan over there, Kieran McMullan, another singer songwriter. We've got two. We're going to try for what we call a handover. We do that where one can introduce the other. So Kieran, I'm going to put you on the spot this time. We're going to get you to introduce Paul. Paul's going to do a track called Let It Go. So in your best radio voice, give it a go. Paul Horrigan and Let It Go.
Everybody out there in Radio Land, give it up for Paul Horrigan.